welcome back to the Gadget Spot.
Oh,
Hey guys.
it's been a busy few weeks.
It almost feels like it's been more than 2 weeks since we've been here. It is warm
It
in
really
here.
has.
It's a little warm. I'll open the window.
Why is it so warm, do you think? It's almost like you've got an extra heater in your house.
I keep that door closed.
A heater that produces money for you.
I keep that door closed so it doesn't affect the rest of the house. And it's worked out pretty well so far.
Yeah, that's just glaring me right in the face. Your order's been canceled.
So what they're talking about
That's
are Ethereum mining rigs.
We're dabbling. We're dabbling in some Ethereum mining. And once that gets too hard to mine, we'll mine something else.
Yeah.
Because there's apparently over 100 different cryptocurrencies out there. So it's fun.
Don't you just love how computers can make us money now? We don't have to do anything.
Isn't that weird?
Isn't it weird that if we had enough capital to just build mining rigs, you could do that full time?
Oh, yeah.
Just have that be your job?
For a lot of people a few years ago, that was Bitcoin.
Yep.
When it was easy to mine Bitcoin, that was all they did.
And they are millionaires now.
They are many millions.
So they didn't have to work back then, and they definitely don't have to work now.
They were just those people. I don't want to call them cool because I really resent them. But they were those people like, you know what, I'm going to give up everything and do this crazy cryptocurrency thing. And, well...
But if you think about it with your rational brain...
I don't have one of those.
I'm just saying, like...
just lizard mind.
Now,
That's all.
Now you can see the practicality of it versus even 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah, I am one of the millions of people that is now like,
dang it.
Wow,
Yeah.
proof of concept.
It's the same thing when you hear people like Kerry Jackson when he told that story on Geek Show about
investing in Pixar.
in Pixar.
Yep. All right.
Hindsight is 2020.
Let's introduce the panel. Owen.
Hey, everybody, I'm Owen. Extremely frazzled today, but you want to catch some of that frazzle.
You look good, though.
Oh, good.
You look good.
Good.
Have you been working out?
Nope.
Okay.
I don't do that.
Okay.
Anyway.
Looks like Best Buy really screwed you over for some reason.
They really did. I'm a bit frazzled.
So
I have many things to say about
would
that.
you say that they're not the best buy?
They were until about 40 minutes ago.
Would you say they're the worst buy?
They're the pain in the arse buy. Anyway, it was quite sad. Yeah, one of my GPUs had some issues. They wouldn't give it to me. But anyway, follow me on Twitter @TechNoah. And yeah.
Did you want to give out your gamer tag on Xbox?
Yeah, we can do that. Mortieth84. I play on there. I've actually been on there a couple times this week. So
Look at that.
yeah,
Yep.
we'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yep.
Jaren.
I'm Jaren. You can find me on Twitter @Jaren, Jarron. I'm one of those cool people who has their own name for Twitter handle.
I'm really jealous.
What year did you get your Twitter handle?
I don't remember. So it's kind of a funny story. I didn't know I signed up for Twitter, and a few years after it came out, I'm like, oh, I'm going to check out this Twitter thing. Did I sign up for this? I'll check. So I put in Jaren as my username and a password that I normally used at the time, and it signed me in, and I don't even remember signing up for it, so kind of sweet.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Dude, that worked out for you really well.
It did. My gamer tag is Vinegary Jaren. We might have some gaming nights in the future, so
I'm going to talk with you guys
Yeah.
about that later on in the show.
We'll see if we can get something
we did
sorted out.
we did a beta thing
Yeah.
last
and it
week.
turned out pretty all right.
It was fun. No one showed up for like an hour, so we felt like really like big losers. For
But then
a
we
while.
got some fans that showed up, and
Yeah.
we had a great time.
I showed up.
See, I expected no one to show up, so I felt fine.
I remember
Vindication.
we played with Nate and then some 343 guy. That's all I remember.
Thomas.
Thomas?
Wait, somebody
No,
from
Hunter.
343
Hunter
Industries?
Killer.
No, it was Hunter 117.
Hunter 117.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, him and his buddy jumped on. They were
Yep.
cool. They were cool fellas.
They jumped on right before I left.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
Yep. It was
Yeah.
okay when it was me and James and Hunter 117, and then the other guy joined and I clammed up. I got all nervous. Yeah, social anxiety took over.
Dang it.
Not really.
Either your social anxiety took over, or I took over the conversation, which I
often
do.
It's actually just I started dying.
Could be
But
both.
when I start playing very, very poorly, I go very silent because I mute it so that you guys can't hear me complain about
No, but that's what we
game
want to
mechanics.
hear.
I don't want people to hear that about me.
What? My bullets hit
That-
first.
I was stupid gun.
There was clipping.
They gotta be cheating.
Where is their hitbox? Seriously. I love how it's the same sayings that all of us say when we are frustrated playing. It's either like, oh, come on, are you serious? I totally shot first. Just the same sayings. I just
Or
circled them.
just
Or
like
balls.
kindergarten, just like kindergarten, first grade. I shot you first.
I show you first.
Which, by the way, I kind of lament the fact that you got that instilled in me now. Now when something's like hard, like if I'm lifting weights or whatever, I now say balls like every other sentence.
Yeah.
Oh, balls. Balls. I say that so much now.
I've resisted the balls over the years.
Good for you, I guess.
Thanks.
By looking at you, you wouldn't think so. What's up, guys? My name is James. That was really funny.
I don't get it.
I don't either.
My name's James. You can catch me here on the Gadget Spot. I also produce the videos
Yeah,
with Geek Show.
that's the
Podcast.
tone
We
like.
have an awesome video coming up.
Oh yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do.
I haven't even. I'm actually importing the footage right now. Do we want to talk about what we shot? Well, let's finish
No,
the.
we'll get to that
yeah.
later. That'll be a surprise.
You can catch me on Twitter at JDD Jensen. JDD is for ADD, which, by the way, has gotten worse with age. I swear, either it's age or I just have a lot more stuff to concentrate on now.
You could really tell by your introduction here.
Thank you. You can also catch me on Xbox
Not a
Live
compliment.
at Funeral Taters, Funeral Space Taters.
Not the word space.
You can catch me on Nintendo, my Nintendo Switch, when we actually get gamer tags on there. I'm not
Friend-
going to give out my friend code because I'm
We have gamer tags. They're just useless right now.
yeah. My gamer tag right now is Tiny Rick. I went online and found out how people like customize their little Mii's to look like Rick, and I did that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And we got a host.
Hey, it's me, Tony. Check me out on Twitter at QuadTTony, or right here on the Gadget Spot, or on the Geek Show podcast. My what do you call it? The thingy?
What thingy?
I don't know what you call that. Do you give it a nickname?
No,
Is
no,
the
no.
Twitter handle?
No, I did that
Oh.
already. The
Oh.
other one, Xbox.
Xbox.
Gamer tag.
Gamer
Yeah,
tag.
gamer tag, Fat Tony 117.
That is what you call it.
But don't send Tony a message over Xbox Live because he'll never check it.
I hardly ever check my messages.
I let them build up so that I can have at least a few moments of entertainment.
I always get excited when I get a message, but it's usually from Microsoft or some promotional thing, and it makes me sad.
Mine is usually from some other player that says stop playing.
Yeah, or go die, go kill yourself. Nobody
You are
loves you.
so horrible. You
You're the
made our
worst.
whole team lost.
I
You're the
only
worst.
had that happen once. It was in Battlefront on the PlayStation. And it was the first time I played in like 8 months, and the guy made me feel so bad about myself. I haven't played since.
That happened to me numerous times in Call of Duty.
It's crazy how we let people rent headspace that we've never even met before.
Isn't it weird?
Yeah.
Like, what they say should have no bearing to how you feel, and yet they say it, and you're like, dang it.
I responded to him in a
All right.
super adult answer. It's like, why would you let this alter your life so much? It's just a game or something like that.
And then he had
those
flashbacks
people are
to
even
his-
worse. I'm so much more mature than you. I will not sink to your level.
Hey, he called me a F word. That's a lot more immature.
Yeah, if you follow me on Twitter, this last week so I work for a company and I make like the cheap knockoff internet videos for like a bigger company. I pretty much make those videos that it has the video playing on Facebook and then above and below it has those black bars with words that say, "Can you believe this?" and stuff like that.
Clickbait.
Clickbait. Yeah, that's pretty much what I do. I live a quality life. And somebody went through and commented on 3 videos that I'm actually kind of proud of and ripped them down like hardcore on the same day that I realized that I should have invested more in Ethereum. And so I was already feeling kind of bad. When was this? Like Thursday, Ethereum jumped up like $100 overnight.
Yeah.
And I was trying to concentrate on stuff, and even after work, my wife and I went to IKEA, and I was just
You were
it's crazy
bawling
how
the whole
much.
time.
Well, I was on the inside, yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like these meatballs aren't helping.
yeah. I
What
even
day
had
wa-
meatballs when I went there too.
Yeah.
What day was that? Because I
It
think
was
I had
like
a similar.
Thursday, I want to say.
I felt the same way that same day.
Yeah, it was just like a, I don't know. So anywho, I got over it, and then I reverse Google searched his name, and it pulled up. I don't know. There's a website that he registered for that shows all of his internet comments, and he's just a troll. Like he's a racist.
That's how most of them are, man.
misogynistic.
They're trolls. They go around and they only feel better when they're tearing other people down.
Yeah.
Like I'm all for net neutrality and anonymity when it comes to the internet, but like those kind of people that are like that, I feel like if you
Sweet.
had to register to be on the internet, like, and so I feel like you'd be a lot more careful with the stuff that you say.
Yeah, they're worse than Nixon.
Yeah.
I don't get the reference, but I want you to like me.
Oh, wait. I can't find the show notes. Are they in the folder?
President Nixon from Futurama.
They're in the folder.
I
Show
started
notes,
watching Futurama.
6/13/27.
No, I got nothing. Oh, wait. I think I found them. Is it? Yep, found them. Okay. All right. Real quick, we're going to do our Patreon backers and thank them for their awesome donations that keep us on the internet.
Really quick, what is Patreon, Owen?
Patreon's a way for the listeners if they want to give back a little bit, help keep the lights on, help us pay some hosting fees, stuff like that, and helps us with the Thrifty 50. So, we have a couple tiers. We have 3 tiers, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so you get to sign up at one of those tiers, and our tech daddies and tech mommies. Did we call it mommies or mamas?
Tech mommies.
Mommies at the top tier.
He gets so excited about that.
Anyway, so yeah, you wanna donate, you can. If you don't want to, as always, it's always free to listen, and we really appreciate that.
Yep.
But the Patreon's a way you can give back and help us keep the lights on.
Indeed. So the tech daddies, we got AJ Jasper, Aaron Harris, David Osuna, Michael Beck, Matt Nelson, Jeffrey Kale, David Broshinsky, Roger Allen, Austin Beauregard, Mr. Meeseeks. I love that. Dan Clark, Brian Lee, Conrad Southworth, and Adam Hecht.
Thank you.
You
Thanks,
guys friggin' rock. Thank you for helping us keep this rolling, keep the party going.
And if people do want to donate to us on Patreon, you can find us at Patreon/GadgetSpot.
Patreon.com/GadgetSpot.
So
Yep.
I missed our email segment this time because of extenuating circumstances, but we had some emails from female listeners, right?
we did.
Yeah, we did.
How-
We did. I don't want to go into it
Okay.
because this is coming out before the email
Okay.
video will
It's-
be released.
Pretty epic.
Okay.
Oh, just like that picture James is showing.
Oh yeah.
Freaky.
Picture
deaky.
of my crotch for some reason.
Why-
Anyway.
Oh.
So
Imagine that.
I wanted to bring that. I just wanted to bring that up because we have had some tech mommies before. Eileen, wherever you went,
Well,
That was fake.
we found out that was fake.
it was fake. Anyway,
I leaned over. Come on.
I wanted it to be real.
I did
too.
I did too.
Okay, let's check out some
Let's do
gaming
our- yeah.
moment.
What we're playing.
What we're playing right now.
Is that what it's called? The gaming moment? That's the new name?
I was thinking what we're playing.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
The what we're playing gaming moment.
Who's going first?
I will go first.
Okay.
So
Start the timer.
Okay.
I'm still playing Zelda Breath of the Wild. I really, really like it, but if you like Zelda, like classic Zelda, where it's like there's a little adventure to get to the dungeon, and then a big dungeon adventure / whatever puzzle solving thing, you guys can feel free to add stuff.
We're just listening.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely not classic Zelda. It is not. You go to a dungeon and then you have a big epic. Pretty much what I'm just trying to say is I really like it. What it is it's a fun RPG adventure game. The story is very shallow. It is
Just like any Zelda
game.
Yeah.
All Zelda games are shallow stories.
Did
Yeah,
you beat
but-
it already?
I'm talking to you, Joe Reedy. All Zelda games are shallow.
was supposed to be different.
I've beaten,
You were the chosen one.
I've beaten 3/4 of the map. So I've unlocked 3/4 of the map, and I have found the majority of the shrines. I've beaten 2 divine beasts. If I wanted to, I could beat a 3rd one right now.
But you choose not to.
Yeah.
Boom.
And it's fun. It's a good game, but I need something else now to keep me engaged with my Switch because I'm afraid once I get done
Mario
with Zelda,
You know, I feel the same way. Mario Kart isn't very fun
No.
single player.
it's
Oh,
really
It
not.
just isn't.
I'm actually really enjoying it. I'm going through all the 150cc races and getting gold.
Yeah, but you can sit down and in 20 minutes you can beat 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah,
Right,
I
it's great.
love playing it with other people in the same room.
That's
but
how I am.
Just alone.
I'm not having as much
Yeah.
fun with the battle mode as I used to with
I played battle mode last night. It was fun.
I can't do this with the timer in my face. You
Oh,
just need to tell me when it's over.
It's over.
It's
Oh,
over.
okay, yeah, we're good.
Jaron, what are you playing?
So I've been playing. What's that?
Why
game
is there no
called?
timer
Horizon.
when you're talking?
Shut up.
There we go.
I've been playing Horizon
Jared.
Zero Dawn.
I've heard good things about that game.
It is really cool. I'm only a couple hours into it, but I'm playing it.
Have you
much-
had pretty epic moments where
Not-
it makes you feel really good about the game?
Not yet, but I'm playing it right after Zelda, and the difference in graphics is stunning.
It's a different art style.
Zelda looks that much better.
Oh no, dude!
Oh.
It is absolutely insane how good the graphics are in Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm playing it on a PS4 Pro with a 4K HDR TV, and how sharp the trees are. There's like a bunch of aspen. It glitters in the moonlight. It's just amazing.
Is the game an HDR game?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It's fun. It's pretty hard. I'm liking it a lot, though. From what I've seen, it deserves all the praise it has gotten.
Nice.
Yeah.
Playing anything else?
Wow, you sound like you have a good attitude about this.
Sorry.
What have
I
you
didn't,
got?
I didn't mean for it to sound like that, honestly.
Hey, move it along.
Just playing Halo 3 and trying to keep playing Zelda, but I've kind of cooled on Zelda.
I have as well.
Yeah, I'm going to probably take a month to a year break. We'll see.
I'm
Somewhere
afraid.
in between 1
I'm
and
afraid
12.
that if I put it down, I'm not going to pick it back up.
That's how I feel.
Like I
That's
love
what
the
I did.
game, but I just don't want to. I can't stop.
I'm going to pick it up again when the first round of DLC comes out. And
Which
you can
is
see
this
Yeah.
summer.
this
isn't
summer.
it?
And you'll be able to see everywhere you've gone for the last 200 hours of gameplay, so I can tell where I haven't explored.
Oh, that's
Oh
nice.
yeah.
Because
By the way,
there's places I'm sure I haven't gone to that I want
not to
go
hijack your segment, but I followed your guys' advice and
I'm
I
done.
went and opened
Go,
up like
Tony.
3 different regions, right? And now I can't remember where I have and where I haven't been.
Well, that's why you use
Is
the
that a
markers.
Kawasaki motorcycle? Because I know you're not crying at me.
I'm crying at you.
I think I'll pick up Zelda again because I'm flying to New York next week.
Oh, dude. Zelda
So-
on the go is so
Yeah.
awesome.
And
So
I
awesome.
played Shovel Knight, but
I bought Shovel Knight.
it's all right.
Yeah, I was hoping for more.
Yeah, well, everybody gives it like rave
Yeah.
reviews, and I picked it up, and it's very like classic side scroller.
Yeah, I was hoping for more like Castlevania, Metroid type
Yeah.
gameplay, but it's
Yeah.
not. It's more like Mario.
They have a word for that. Metroidvania.
Yep.
Ooh.
There you go.
Yep.
Is that a real thing?
That's a real thing. Yep, used to describe games that are like Castlevania and Metroid combined.
I thought you were just
Metroidvania.
raspberrying me.
No.
Go,
it's
Tony.
real.
Go.
It's Owen's turn.
Oh,
Go, Owen.
mine's really short. So I just
Start the
I don't
timer.
have a lot. I don't have a lot of time to play games. So I'm gonna beat.
Yeah,
you guys.
it's kind of annoying when he puts it right in your face, right?
Well, not really.
Putting what in front
It's
of his face?
depressing how little games I play because all I did was get out Titanfall 2 and just play through the story mode a little bit this week. So
Have you not beaten the story?
I
mode?
have.
The story mode
That's-
is so good in that
I
game.
did.
Yes, it
I
is.
did beat it, and I decided to play through it again. But you can't beat the game in the amount of time that I had. So I got about a fourth of the way through it again, and
Did
then
you like up the difficulty? Make it harder? Nice.
yeah. So I went from what's the easiest because that's what I did it on before.
To normal.
Yeah. No, I didn't.
You want to feel like a god when you play these games.
I was like, I'm awesome. Okay, I was just doing it to get myself hyped up to go play.
Of course.
I always play
Um,
games at normal.
I played it normal.
Never easier, never harder.
The first time I went through, I did play it at normal, and just didn't get very many achievements or whatever there are. But the second time through, I've upped the difficulty. I don't know what is it called, intermediate or whatever the second
hard?
one.
I have no
I
idea.
don't know what they call it.
harder.
Anyway, yeah, that's it. I don't play a lot of games. I don't have time.
Tony?
That's depressing.
Well, let's see. I also actually have not been playing a whole lot. Trying to figure out how to get my Ethereum miner going has taken up quite a bit of my time.
Same boat.
Our Ethereum miner.
Well,
Yes.
no, this one's mine.
Collective,
We'll
our.
set yours up.
No, I'm gonna
and
steal.
then
I'm
we'll-
gonna,
and
I'm gonna
we'll
steal
set
yours.
up
'cause I
Owen's,
don't-
and then we'll set up Jaren's.
I'm gonna go second. Eat it, Owen.
You have all the parts.
I do.
Yeah.
Wait, does Owen have all the parts now?
They're on the way. I have to build. I'm doing an open air rig.
Oh,
So-
yeah, yours is going to be different.
Yeah.
It'll be even easier to build.
Yeah.
Nice.
When you do an open air rig, is it literally just set all this stuff down on the ground and
You make
Well,
a
I'm
you make a
making a-
frame
I'm
that you
making
can
a
mount
frame.
the motherboard on, and then you just
Yep.
go.
Should we have a short talk about cryptocurrency right now?
No, I was going to say what I am playing. I am playing a few things.
Oh.
I've been playing some Mario Kart 8. I've beat the entire top row of Grand Prix at 150 on gold.
wow.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Have you played any multiplayer yet?
Just with you and Jimmy and those guys.
Multiplayer makes you feel about this big.
Yeah, you think you're doing good, and all of a sudden, you're dead.
I actually got first place against random strangers on the internet.
I did it twice.
I
Does
did
it make
once.
you feel good?
I'm like, how did this happen? I don't know.
Mario Kart 8 is one of the only video games that if you can stop somebody on the line and take first place. It's been a long time since I've actually stood up and done like a fist pump.
Yeah.
It's been a long time, but I did it.
I fist pumped twice when I beat you twice online.
Here's the thing. I'm not good at a lot of things.
I thought James was a legendary.
I'm not really.
I beat James!
Not really a smart person, if we're being 100% honest, but
Witness.
Mario Kart
That's your
is
jam?
one of the things that I'm good at.
He is. He's good at it.
And when Tony beat me, it just makes me
Was that
feel...
the day you were sad that you went to IKEA?
No. This was like
That
2
was
weeks
like
ago.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Although there is a course on Mario Kart 8 that I can never win at. It's that continuous loop course.
Oh,
where there's like
I
8
love
laps.
Baby Park.
Baby Park.
Is
That's
that what
my
it is?
favorite one. Yeah,
It's fun.
It's from GameCube.
But I'm not good at it.
I got first place against the computer on that one. Yep.
Good
It's-
job.
it's
You're better
when it
than a
keeps-
computer.
Thank you.
It's
Thank you.
it's just once you get in that pack, it's just hard to break out. What else have you been playing?
And then I put a couple hours into Deus Ex Mankind Divided.
Is that Deus Ex 2? 3?
2 of the new ones. Because there was 3 Deus Ex games that came out a few years ago, and then they started it again.
Oh, I just remember the old ones.
Prequels to the old ones. And this is the second one. And that game... The story, as I'm playing, I'm just like, I don't really care about what's going on. But the gameplay in that one is really fun.
All right, we're done.
The graphics are amazing.
I feel like
he got to take some of my time. I gave it to him.
Thanks, Owen.
I feel like you're not.
You went a minute and 20 seconds. Dude.
All I needed was that last 10.
Yep.
I feel like you're not okay with us continuing and then you leaving halfway through because you have FOMO for missing out.
I have total FOMO.
It's
but
true.
Honestly, we have a ton to talk about today because of WWDC, E3.
I'm not super excited to talk about
Computex.
A little bit of
WWDC.
Computex news.
I sat through all of WWDC. and
Yeah, I
I'm
sat
upset
through.
about
I sat through 2 hours and called it. I said, nope. I'm too hungry. It's time to eat.
And that's when they finally announced their new product, too.
Which
We'll-
looked lame.
We'll talk about it.
You mean the
All right,
Alexa?
let's talk about it right now.
Wanna talk about
Let's do
WWDC?
WWDC right now.
WWDC.
So you have 2 articles on here that you want to talk about, and they are basically the most important ones.
Yeah, so...
They spent way too long on iOS 11 for the
iOS
phone.
11
Oh my gosh,
for the
wow.
phone.
They
There's-
spent like half an hour on it.
They talked about the most boring
what are the main
parts.
highlights?
There
So
are
give us
no
the-
highlights.
They
of this.
they talked about the App Store, the redesign of the App Store.
I don't like that.
forever.
I do not
And-
like the
and
redesign.
if
And
I'm being
they,
honest-
they probably did it for the developers because a lot of the developers don't like the current design.
Yeah,
Because they get buried, don't they?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
do. But this is like full screen
You know what?
apps at a time.
Yeah,
So I don't
honestly,
see how this is better.
It just looked to me like we reskinned the App Store. That's what it looked like to me. And
That
they
is
said,
what it is.
They bragged about how it's all new for like 10 minutes.
And the thing is, iOS 11 has a lot of cool stuff, mostly on iPad, but there is some cool
Right.
stuff for the iPhone as well.
Yeah.
Brand new control center, which you can actually customize somewhat this time, which is cool.
Can you put the settings app on there?
I don't know.
If you can, then I will give it a pass. If you cannot, it still sucks.
Because Tony needs to access his settings all the time for some reason.
Yeah, I want to be able to.
Ugh.
I want to be able to go right in. I want to be able to long press on the Bluetooth key and go right into what devices are on my Bluetooth.
I totally get that because I really want an IR blaster,
How
and I'm never
often?
going to get that either.
IR Blaster. Oh, Owen.
Speaking of IR Blaster, the Pro controller with the switch, how it turns on my TV and it turns on the Switch?
That's
Are you
not,
kidding
that's
me?
not IR. That's HDMI.
Then I don't
CEC.
know what we're talking about.
PS4 does that. Xbox does
I
not,
was
which makes me so mad.
I was really hoping it was on IR blaster because I was going to come all out, all unhinged up in here.
It does have an IR blaster. It's not used for that purpose though.
What is it used for?
On
a Pro?
I think it's for like the 1-2 switch stuff when you're like drawing.
Yeah,
like
but
the quick
on
draw
a Pro? They just include it to
I
include
didn't
it?
think it was on the Pro.
I don't think it is on
I
the
don't-
Pro.
There-
If
think it
they're
is.
forward thinking enough to put an IR blaster in, then they have my vote.
Forward thinking enough. You're funny, Owen. You're so funny.
Anyway,
All right, so
iOS 11 on the iPhone, it's an iterative improvement. It's
Yeah.
not too important.
Also, I'm really
Um,
sorry for being so salty on the chat that day. I was just having a bad day
I don't
with
remember.
the WWDC. You called me out for being so salty because I kept being like, ooh, they're so brave. Innovations.
Oh, you're doing the same old joke that I'm tired of.
Yeah. and sorry about that.
Speaking of which, they did have the courage
He's
to leave it in there on the brand new iPad.
he's
Oh,
tired
it's there.
of it, but it's still applicable.
yep. I was
I
waiting
agree.
for that.
I
was
agree.
waiting for that. I was like, do they have the courage?
Drink.
Yep. Yeah, so
So
should
they
we talk
announced
about the iPads?
Yeah, the new iPads. This is the cool part.
I actually really enjoyed this section.
So they announced a new iPad 13-inch. I think that's the size.
12.9.
Yeah, and a new iPad 10.5-inch, up
But
from 9.7.
It's the same size physically as the 9.7.
Mostly, it's slightly bigger, but has slimmer bezels.
They shrunk the bezels. That's it.
I thought they just shrunk the bezel. I thought it took up the same exact
I think it's
physical
slightly
space.
bigger. It's pretty much imperceptible, though. However, the new iPad Pro 10.5, it has just as much RAM as the 13 now.
Is that confirmed?
Yeah.
Nice.
Which is good, because the last one didn't. It has a new A10X processor,
Inconceivable.
which is freaking
It's
amazing.
a beast. It's a beast.
It is a beast.
As much as I'm not an Apple fanboy, I got to hand it to them. Every version of their whatever processor that they come out with every year, it is a generation ahead of anything Qualcomm or Samsung puts on the market.
Right.
So it is rivaling Intel processors now.
That's pretty cool.
What are you
Yeah.
looking at? What are you looking at?
I was just
Nothing.
So, for example, the MacBook Pro in single-core performance gets 3900 on Geekbench 4. The new iPad Pro gets 42 to 4400
Wow.
on Geekbench 4 in single-thread performance. And the multi-thread performance is doubled from the A9X from last year.
Because they added more cores, right?
Yeah, it's just the amount of improvement that they're including on these processors. They're literally
How much
desktop-class processors
How much
now.
faster was the GPU now? Was it 40%?
I don't remember.
I can't remember, but it was a large increase as well. The demo of the guy that was editing a poster in real time, it was amazing. It was so fluid.
Yeah,
The way he
no
moved,
hiccups at
the
all.
way he moved through filters and applied them instantly to the graphic itself, and the way he moved layers around.
the stuff
And
that he was practicing before to make sure that it looked good.
Yeah,
I don't care. The point is, he did it in real time, and,
Yeah,
and
it
it
was-
didn't hiccup.
at all.
I agree, but the thing that got me is the way that, because it was a Pirates of the Caribbean poster that he was editing.
It was
It
definitely
bugged me
advertising built into the.
so bad that Jack Sparrow had, like, he didn't look like he belonged in that.
Oh yeah, the
poster at all.
the lighting was horrible,
Oh, yeah.
but I don't think that really
The co- the
mattered.
composition-
I
For the
get the point of it.
The
but-
composition was poop, but
Yep.
the point was he was able to do all those things in real time, and it looked so fluid.
What did you
120 hertz screen, HDR,
What did they say during
600 nits brightness.
600 nits brightness.
What did they say during the conference? They're like, yeah, our projector can't even keep up with this. You just need to see how fluid
Yeah,
it
well,
is.
that's because their projector is probably a 60 hertz projector.
Yeah.
So from what I've read, you can read the text while it's scrolling. The refresh rate is so fast.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and so the Apple Pencil that's included with it.
Holy cow.
The latency on that
Wait,
has
Apple
been
Pencil's included now?
no, sorry.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Apple Pencil that goes along with the iPad Pro, which you buy separately.
For $100.
Yes, the
$100.
latency has been reduced on that by I think half as well,
It's down to 20 milliseconds.
which is insane because the latency was already crazy good. I
Yep.
played with one the other day; it almost feels like writing, and they reduced the latency even further.
So are you going to get an iPad Pro? Wait, are you going to get an iPad Pro for your wife?
Megan is in need of a new computer.
Because we destroyed her old Waco tablet.
Oh, no, she hadn't used that in years.
I know, I just wanted to say that.
Her computer she's on right now is a really old Lenovo, and it's falling apart. It's too old. It's getting slow, and she doesn't do the stuff that she does on the Lenovo frequently is basically web stuff, documents, some Excel stuff, and graphic design. And
So all the stuff that an iPad Pro would
yeah,
be used for.
if you get a good keyboard for that iPad Pro, it'll do all of that stuff perfectly.
Speaking of desktop replacements, iOS 11 on the new iPads is amazing. So iOS 11 on the iPhone, not a big deal, but on the iPad, they did quite a bit.
Yep.
that dock customization, was that in this last iteration of the iPad Pro? I just haven't played with one very much. I just noticed the dock on this last
Yeah,
one.
with iOS 11, they added a dock, just like Mac OS. You can swipe up from the bottom to get to the dock wherever you're at in the operating system. You could put a ton of apps down there, and with that dock, you can launch multitasking instead of restricting to just 2 apps. Now you can do 3 apps for multitasking.
Yep.
There's like a new expose view which shows all your windows, just like in Mac OS and Windows 10. So, and there's really cool drag and drop too. So you can just click on a picture, drag it to the other app, and it's there.
And don't forget, A true file explorer.
And a true file explorer.
Oh, yeah.
iOS has never had a true
Well,
file explorer.
I'm sure they're still obfuscating a ton of the internal system
That's
stuff.
exactly why.
I'm
right.
sure, but you can actually see, hopefully anyway, I guess maybe I'm getting my hopes up too high, but you should be able to see when you download something what folder it goes into. You know, you have a users folder equivalent.
Like from the internet or something.
Yeah.
I hope so. I haven't really looked at that part yet, but
So that begs the question: is iOS going to merge into macOS, or is macOS going to merge into iOS?
I think they'll still be separate.
I don't think forever they'll be separate.
I
One
think
has
they'll
to
still
consume
be
the other
separate.
one.
I don't think so.
Speaking of macOS, we should probably talk about the new iMacs and the iMac Pros.
They were pretty cool.
Well, the
If you have
iMacs
the
were
money.
just
the
meh.
iMacs were turds.
Well, they're
It's a pretty screen.
so.
It is a pretty screen. That's all it's got going for it,
Here's the thing
honestly.
about Apple: they completely ignore the gaming market.
No, I'm not even talking about the gaming market.
Here, let me finish.
Okay, finish.
So
No, I'm not even talking about the gaming market.
they think that normal 5 teraflop video cards are the biggest thing that the average consumer will need, and if you will only get better performance than that if you're a pro user. And so their iMac Pro, which costs $5,000,
I guess
the one I like.
I could see that. But they, that being the case, they charge way too much for that GPU.
I completely agree.
Right.
Yeah.
Their iMac Pro though looks awesome. It has up to an 18-core processor, Xeon processor.
Yeah,
Has the brand new Radeon cards, which
Vega.
Vega. They're not even out
They're
yet.
not out yet.
Anybody else remember the band Vega Boys? Nobody? Just me?
No.
Okay, never mind.
I think that was Venga Boys.
Is that really what it was?
Yeah.
But here's the thing: the iMac Pro starts at $5,000. That's not
That's
nice 18-core
No,
Xeon. That's
base model, 8 cores, 64 or 32 gigs of RAM. I can't remember which.
probably 32,
Probably 32.
maybe
which
even 16.
is still quite a bit. 512. Is it a 512 solid state, or does it come with a 1 terabyte? I mean,
I don't remember the
Dude,
specs
you
of
could
it.
build your own. So you could make out of parts your own system with a Hackintosh build.
Hackintosh is actually a lot harder than I thought it was.
Yeah, but you could do that for way cheaper.
Oh yeah, they said a system of comparable components will cost you $7,000. No
Yeah.
way.
Which, quick side note, I know that this is kind of off topic a little bit, but Tony is helping me build a mining computer, and I've actually never built a computer before. And it's crazy after ordering the parts and seeing how much the parts cost and kind of going through a couple of tutorials online on how to put all the hardware together. I went to Costco 2 days after I ordered all the parts and actually saw another computer that they had pre-built and everything with the warranty and stuff. And it's crazy how much cheaper a computer is that you can build versus... I know that's kind of
everyone's been saying
obvious,
that for years.
but
And and there are some caveats to that statement. If you want a quality PC that's pre-built, yeah, you're not going to save any money buying it pre-built versus building it yourself. If you want a piece of junk, I don't want to say that. If you want a cheap,
You want a piece of crap?
if you want
if
a
you're,
web
if
browsing
you're looking for something
computer-
really cheap and low power, low end PC wise that you're not going to use for gaming or media stream or anything like that, yeah, you can save money by going with a pre-built.
Well, and there's some benefits to doing the pre-builts too. You
There
get
definitely
tons of support because if one thing breaks on the chipset,
Right.
everybody's going to report it.
right.
HP, Lenovo, those guys are going to put out
Not to
patches that are going to be for known issues
system wide.
Yeah.
Not to mention your warranty covers one warranty for everything in the box.
for the whole thing.
Versus building it yourself, you have 8 different companies that
Yeah.
warranty all your different parts.
But I just spent
So-
in between $1,100 and $1,200 on this one. How much out of a big box store would I have paid for that computer, do you think?
If you were to build that, see the computer you're building though, you wouldn't buy from a big box store. Maybe but more than likely you'd buy it from a boutique builder like CyberPower PC.
Sure.
Or
Is that where they put everything together in-house?
yeah,
and then
or
put the operating
Origin
system on?
or PC laptops, places like that.
How much do you think I would pay?
That'd be a $2,000 computer easily, if not more. Maybe a $2,200 computer. And you built it for about 12. We'll say.
Am I going to have to spend any money after the fact, by the way?
On what? Electricity to power it?
No,
Yes.
no, for Windows or anything? We'll talk about this after.
Yeah, you got to get Windows unless you want to run Linux.
No, I don't want to run Linux.
But
All right,
there's-
back to WWDC.
Yeah. So
One small thing. The HomePod. That's their brand new product. It's supposed to compete with the Echo.
The theory looked
what's
cool.
the
The
new-
theory looked cool on that, like how it adapts to like.
Did you look at the thing? It looks like a rhinoceros suppository.
It does. It's
How
pretty.
do you know what a rhinoceros suppository looks like?
Use my imagination.
It's pretty stout and thick. I don't know why that was funny.
Suppository.
$350 for this thing,
Goes in your
and I
Holy
guarantee
cow.
it's not going to be nearly as smart as the Echo or the Google Home,
Right?
because Siri is locked down. They will not open it up.
Yeah, that's the problem.
If you want integration with your smart home, it has to be HomeKit compatible,
Yep.
which many products are not. However, one thing they did announce for HomeKit, before it, they required you to put Apple's own chip into the device for it to be HomeKit compatible, which was a big barrier to entry.
Sure.
Now it's software, so people can just use the software to make it
that's
HomeKit.
good.
Yeah, much better. However, there's still licensing, so I really doubt Nest will ever
I
do
think
it.
that's lame.
Yeah,
It is.
it's dumb. They need to open it up, make it open like
It's not competitive.
like Google Home, like Amazon Echo. But here's the thing, they're not really positioning it like the Echo or the Home.
They're positioning it straight for Apple fanboys.
They're positioning it kind of like Sonos,
I mean-
like a
right, like a
Well,
speaker, just a
yes,
speaker system.
Yes
Yeah.
and no. They're positioning for high-end wireless music market. But if you're an Apple fanboy,
right, because you
Like,
have to
because-
subscribe to Apple Music.
exactly. You
Because
have
why
to,
not just go to Sonos?
you have
I mean-
You have to want to be in their walled garden to enjoy the HomePod.
If it doesn't sound better than Sonos, I think it's DOA. It has to sound better than Sonos.
Definitely.
Because the smart features it has just isn't competitive with Echo or the Home. So that's, I don't know, it's disappointing. And they announced it 6 months in advance. It doesn't even come out till December.
That seems weird.
I don't think-
they did that with the Apple Watch too. If you think about it,
Yeah, and the iPhone, but those products I think were a bit more sophisticated than
It's
this.
not super weird. Just builds hype, and then
But
it's a Christmas
it's not
time.
a product that is hype worthy, though.
It's an Apple product. Of course, it's hype worthy.
Yeah, whatever.
They're going to put it on all their websites. They're going to advertise it on their iPhone, on all their iOS devices.
But that's it for WWDC. The iPads were awesome. Everything else was meh.
I like the MacBook Pros. I mean, despite the price, I liked the integration they showed with being able to put more like a better process. Wasn't it a processor they hooked on the side?
all they did was refresh.
external GPUs.
Yeah,
external
they
GPUs,
refreshed.
right?
They refreshed the CPUs. Now they're on Kaby Lake, or is it Skylake? Kaby Lake, isn't it?
Maybe like
Yeah, they refreshed the CPUs, which means also if they're doing Kaby Lake, they had to do DDR4 RAM,
Right.
which is all stuff that they should have done 8 months ago,
Right.
when they refreshed the MacBook
It's
line.
also black now.
And it's black.
So
Speaking of which, how do you like the new
but-
name of the operating system?
High
High
Sierra.
Sierra.
High
we
Sierra.
can't figure anything out. Well, High Sierra is different.
But yeah, they did talk about external GPUs, which is something PC's been doing now for almost 2 years. But it does, I think, a real good job of opening up the market for someone that needs a desktop replacement but wants the portability of a laptop. If you're going to run a program that needs more GPU compute, you can plug in your external GPU while
Right.
you're at the house.
like if you're doing VR
Yeah,
on
I
Apple
guess.
platforms.
I guess.
They tried to talk about that, but I think it kind of fell flat.
So anyway,
I should have tested that out while I had the HTC Vive and see how that worked out.
yeah, you should have. Jeez.
Okay.
So Computex,
Okay.
we kind of talked about that last time. Asus
Yeah.
had some cool stuff.
The one thing we didn't get to talk about for sure was confirmation on Intel's new processors. Most of what the rumors were that were reported on came out to be accurate. The problem is the way they presented it. They showed off specs and everything for their processors up to 12 core, and 12 core was what everyone was expecting. And then they came out saying, also we have a 14 core, a 16 core, and an 18 core. Didn't give you any information,
Which are not ready at all, because I don't
Exactly.
think they were expecting Threadripper from AMD.
I think you're 100% correct. And so it's basically a knee-jerk reaction from Intel saying, "Oh yeah, we got more cores. We're better.
We got cores.
We're
competitive. We haven't
all the cores.
We got all the cores.
We got all the cores.
We
I
haven't
talked
been
to
sitting around.
everybody. Everybody says our cores are the best.
Yeah.
So many cores.
So
All
many
the cores.
Everybody
And so-
agrees.
Everybody agrees with me. Believe me.
And so that's only part
Trump.
of it, though. There's There's been many YouTube tech channels talking about this, and a few also articles I've read that Intel. This launch is so odd because not only did you have the 14, 15, and 16, the 14, 16, and 18 core options that they didn't give any details on, you also have another Extreme Series i9 that is basically the 7700K and the 7600K bolted onto this new chipset.
Right.
So they took the i5 and the i7 currently and ripped off the internal GPU that it had, took that away, and put it on the 299 platform, which is more expensive. So if you buy a motherboard and either of those the two smallest i9 chips, you're basically paying more money for less functionality. Which just it's crazy.
Yeah, it feels like knee jerk.
It's crazy.
It just feels like they were like, well, we're still competitive.
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
That's exactly what it was like once I realized what they were doing. I'm like, you took your current i5 and i7 unlocked and just took out the GPU, took out the integrated graphics, and threw it on the more expensive platform. For what? For what does it serve? It doesn't serve any purpose.
Isn't it great though to see Intel squirm?
It is.
Yes.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
I love seeing that this is all of a sudden 9 years after having been uncontested in the market.
Right.
All of a sudden they're like, oh crap, guys. They're not going to eat our lunch, but they're definitely going to take our market share.
Yeah. It's like
some of our market share.
It's like the middle manager at your job actually having to work when he gets a new boss.
exactly.
So they have the AMD threat, and they also have the ARM threat because Windows now works on ARM, like
That's
we've
another thing.
talked about in the past.
Yep.
And the ARM processors are gaining in leaps and bounds.
They are. And so this was Intel's reaction to all of that. And even motherboard manufacturers are unhappy with how this went down. There were several motherboard manufacturers that couldn't even show off some of the 299 X299 features on their motherboard because it wasn't finalized in time for them to actually include them in the builds. And so they're going to have to put them in after. And it was super rushed by Intel, and I think they kind of dropped the ball on this one.
Yeah. One good thing though came out of Computex. It's a kind of a Surface Pro.
This was cool.
Yeah, so it's this new company called E5. It's the E5 convertible. It's a crowdsourced designed laptop. So it's not completely crowdsourced. They have their own engineers, of course, but they'll like go to the crowd and say, "What features do you want in this?"
Mm-hmm.
And usually I think that'd be a recipe for disaster, but this looks pretty sweet, actually. It's a Surface Pro, but with more features that you want. For example, it has USB-C.
What?
Yeah. But you can get it in all sorts of configurations. It has a IGZO display, which is awesome.
IGZO's nice.
IGZO is nice. Really high resolution, up to 450 nits. It's a nice-looking laptop, though. I would definitely watch out for this and look for the reviews when it comes out.
What's it called again?
The E5.
Eve 5.
5.
I read that as Eve V at first, and I was like, what
Eevee.
Eevee. Pokemon Go, I got that. Pokemon.
Yeah, it might be
I got that
EV.
reference.
Maybe.
Eevee.
But I think that's it for
Can we go to E3?
Gadget news.
Yeah, I think it's time to hit up on to E3.
Okay. What's everybody's initial reaction so far? How deep into it are we?
Well, Sony's keynote is happening in 4 minutes, and we'll have live updates of that. So
Well, live as in a couple days ago.
no.
Once they listen to this podcast.
Oh yeah, we'll have live updates
As we're
during-
recording,
yeah.
we'll
As
get
we're
live
recording.
updates.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ty.
Yeah.
So let's talk first about. Did you guys watch at all the EA?
So I missed
Keynote.
most of this keynote, so I'm super excited. The only thing I paid attention to was what I wanted to pay attention to, which was you guys told me in the chat about the Xbox one.
No. EA.
Oh, not the EA one. I thought we were going to E3.
No, EA
I
had a
thought-
keynote
Oh.
Saturday afternoon.
Oh, right.
So pretty much the only thing you need to know about EA is Battlefront 2.
Yeah, Battlefront 2.
Oh, okay.
And
Did you say it earlier that the new Battlefront 2 looks better than the prequels did?
Yeah, I tweeted that. It looks amazing.
it really does.
By the way, have you gone back and watched A New Hope, like the redone version of it where George Lucas went back and put stuff in recently? It looks awful.
Well,
my wife and I watched it 2 nights
recently.
ago.
Some
was
of the old stuff looks awful too.
No, I mean, have you
like
watched it recently?
Oh no.
the monster in Return of the Jedi in the pit at Jabba's palace? That looks horrible.
Was
Oh,
that
yeah.
Rancor?
Yeah, the Rancor.
Yeah.
So
all the background monsters at Mos Eisley.
Yeah.
It's like a fish out of water, man. Just leave it alone.
Quit it.
Yeah. And who actually shot first? I don't know.
Han shot first.
Yeah, it makes it look like they both shot at the
Han
same
shot
time.
first. So there's Battlefront 2. We'll talk about that in just a sec. I also wanted to hit on real quick the new Need for Speed game. Looked pretty cool.
Yeah, it looked okay.
I'm not a huge car racing game guy, but this one looked cool because it focuses more on crashing.
It's kind of more...
It's more like a Burnout game.
Kind of more Fast and
I
Furious.
really like those games.
Yeah.
Burnout games are kind of racing that I got into.
Right, and what's cool about this Need for Speed one is I guess they greased the palms enough at these car manufacturers, because when you license out a car for a video game, the car manufacturers usually put strict stipulations on what can and cannot happen to that car in the video game, which is why in most games with licensed cars, you don't see good destruction models. You don't see the cars flipping over. You only see that in games like Burnout, where they make up the cars, or Grand Theft Auto, where they're not, the actual licensed cars.
I wondered why when I go 200 miles per hour in Forza Horizon 3, it does absolutely nothing when I crash into a rock.
Exactly. That's one of the reasons. And so with this one, I guess they've convinced the manufacturers to, let us go crazy with these car crashes and let the pieces fly off, let the cars roll over. And so in that respect, it looks pretty cool.
That's cool, but it makes me sad that I can no longer look at the pretty car.
Every time I think of Need for Speed, I think of Exhibit and him pimping out cars. Because there was an episode where he pimped out a car like Need for Speed.
Cool.
Association.
I don't know who that woman is. I'm sorry.
Nailed it.
So Battlefront 2, was there anything we wanted to mention besides the graphics look ridiculous?
No, they completely changed it. So there's like a whole class system now. There's not just one person you could be with a gun.
I watched some gameplay where they were in Naboo fighting droids. Did you watch that one?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I didn't see the actual gameplay. I saw the cutscenes.
I'm so surprised they're focusing so much on a prequel.
Well, because did
level,
you ever play the first Battlefront 2?
No.
It was awesome. Like playing during the Clone Wars, that was my favorite era to play with. My favorite was the cutscenes. They had a shot where it went back in time, I believe. Yeah. It shows a stormtrooper like from episode 7, and then the lights flicker, and then it goes to Darth Vader.
That was cool.
And then it goes to Clone Wars. Oh my gosh, that's such a good scene.
So they have all 3 eras now. Battlefront 1 only had the original trilogy. They have a single-player campaign, of course, which we talked about earlier.
Well, I did hear that the first game was rushed because they wanted to get it out before the movie.
Yeah.
Super rushed. Rushed.
It has the whole aerial combat. What's it called? That the whole system's been redone.
Dogfighting?
Yeah, dogfighting. That's been redone. Pretty much everything in the whole game has been redone.
Well, Star Wars Battlefront 2 had missions where you have 3 starships and then the enemy team has 3 starships, and there was multiple ways to take them down. You could either bomb the outside of them, take out key points on the starships, or you could go inside and board their ships and then blow up certain points inside their starships.
This was in the old Battlefront 2?
Yeah, this is in the old Battlefront 2. But they got a little bit stale, but they did have a really cool I wouldn't even call it multiplayer. It's where you had a ship and you saw the whole galaxy, and you would take your ship and you would move it to a planet, and then you battle on that planet. And if you won, you took the planet. Then it would be their turn, and then you go. And then if your 2 ships ever met, that's when you'd have the space dogfight. But
interesting.
It was fun.
In this Battlefront 2, they redid the weapons as well, so they no longer feel wimpy
or generic.
Yeah, like the first one.
They sounded good though.
Star Wars sound effects. Of course, it sounds good.
They redid pretty much everything. They even have free DLC this time.
Oh,
I'll believe it when I see it.
I just looked through the whole list here at E3 this year, and there's no Halo.
Nope. No Halo, buddy.
I'm pretty bummed out about that.
It's Battlefront 2's year, man.
Destiny
Would
2
you
is
expect
probably
to
the
see
only one
Halo?
that I want to see. I don't know. I was hoping this year to have an announcement about it or something.
I think you're going to be another year away.
Yeah, at least.
I thought they would push it with the Project Scorpio.
You would think, but
I thought
they
so,
did
too.
not.
Because that's what they pushed with. I mean, it's one of their top sellers.
Do you think somebody got fired over that? That they're like, we want a new Halo for this Scorpio?
No way, man. If they wanted to show a new Halo for that Scorpio, they would have just thrown together some trailer.
Yeah.
And they would have shown it off, and then they would have run their development team ragged getting it done.
I think they're slow up on the story because I think they're running into some problems there.
I want to see some
could be
some what is it called, breakoffs of Halo. I want to go back to ODST or
that would be sweet,
right?
Was there any exclusive game that was appealing to any of you that Microsoft announced?
Metro? Is that exclusive?
Yeah, somehow I guess they just paid 4A enough that it's Windows.
It's not timed exclusive?
They didn't say it was timed exclusive.
But
it wouldn't surprise me if it is, but I love the Metro games.
I didn't play Metro Last Light, but I watched this, and was that a cutscene? Yeah, it must have been a cutscene. It had
to have been. Those graphics were insane.
No, have you guys not played the Metro games?
No.
The graphics are always really good.
Yeah, but it's not the graphics that were getting me. It's the fluidity of how he was playing.
That's how those games play.
It's not exclusive.
But like looking
It's a timed exclusive?
Yep.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know about any exclusive games.
Trust me, like...
Anthem, that wasn't exclusive either.
No, that's not exclusive.
But they had that weird pirate game that wasn't compelling to me.
Is that the one where you have an entire crew?
Yeah.
It's called Sea of Thieves.
The water in that looked amazing,
Didn't
the rest was just like, this looks childish and weird.
It's the art style they went for.
Yeah, but the water looked amazing.
I think I'll give that game a shot, but I'm not like super stoked for it or anything. There really wasn't any. I can't think of any exclusives.
There is one exclusive I'm really excited
which
about.
one?
It's Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Oh, so you haven't played the first one yet.
The first is an amazing game. I played it earlier in the year. It's really fun. I'm excited for that, but that's not the Xbox One X. That's not really going to affect performance on that because it's just a 2D platformer.
Yeah, it's that whole keynote was interesting to me because it was basically just one game trailer after another.
Yeah.
I mean, there was. If you're a car racing fan, Forza 7 looks amazing.
That's true.
It just looks bananas.
That's the standout right there.
Sea of 3, the art style, I would compare it to Team Fortress.
Yeah, similar. So you got Forza 7, which is the standout, definitely visually. And
what is Forza anyway? Is it a racing game?
Car racing game. Yeah,
I'm out.
And they led with that one. So after that, it was they had State of Decay 2, which State of Decay was pretty fun.
It doesn't really get the public excited though, like Halo would.
It's.
I was wondering what that sound was.
As the tree outside.
Yeah.
Windy.
Aspen.
It's definitely not going to be probably a huge mass appeal game, but I think it'll be good.
So what you're saying is it's not going to have a mass effect on the market?
Oh,
you could say that.
Whoa. That's pretty good.
You could say that.
I think
Anthem.
Sony.
Speaking of BioWare, though, Anthem. Oh man,
Anthem looks so good.
Looked really neat.
I'm going to look it up really quick.
If BioWare nails the story on this and the way that you do missions and whatnot, which, as far as RPGs go, they've never had a problem with that.
Yeah.
The team that's doing this one.
It looks like Destiny, but only good.
Exactly. It's what Destiny should have been, if you ask me. It looks amazing.
As a person that's put over like hundreds of hours into Destiny, they could do better.
So anyway, the graphics in Anthem.
Whew. Well, it's made with Frostbite.
It uses Frostbite engine.
Frostbite just amazes me. That and the Decima engine are just
every year
so
Frostbite gets a little bit better, and it's to the point now where it's approaching photorealism. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's only going to be a matter of time until all of our movies are like this.
Battlefront 2 uses Frostbite as well.
Yeah, and that's why it looks so good as well.
But yeah, Anthem looks really, really cool. It's not it's not an exclusive. So once again, I think Sony's kicking Microsoft's butt with exclusives right now.
That's true. I really thought that, and I don't really have anything to base this on, but I really thought that Xbox was going to convince Rockstar to do a timed exclusive for Red Dead Redemption. And I thought they were going to show off Red Dead Redemption on Xbox One X. Which, let's talk about Xbox One X for a minute.
I don't like the name. I like Scorpio better.
Scorpio is definitely more interesting.
Yep.
But
Xbox Scorpio. That'd be awesome.
The problem is I read an article where they talked about possible names that were thrown around, and it's hard to trademark the word Scorpio because it's a generic term for
astrological
symbol. So they had to go with something else. And they wanted to keep they said they wanted to keep the One branding. So you have your Xbox One, Xbox One S, Xbox One
makes
something.
Sense.
So, but yeah, as far as just, I saw a tweet someone said, there's going to be a lot of kids that end up with the console they didn't want at Christmas time because their parents are going to go to the store and
It's
be
the same thing.
Yeah, Xbox One, I want an Xbox One X. The S one? Yeah, sure.
I think, yeah, sure.
You know, whatever. This one's twice the price. I'll take the cheaper one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I got a deal.
There's got to be a lot of justifying out there for the more expensive one. So.
yeah.
It came in a little bit higher than I had hoped.
$500.
Yeah.
It was the price I was expecting.
It would me too.
So let's talk about that for a sec. For $500, you're getting 6 teraflops of compute on the GPU. You're getting a CPU that's still honestly kind of anemic by modern PC standards.
Really quick, while you're naming this stuff off, what does the first Xbox One have in comparison? Like, what are you getting different? I understand.
So the difference is going to be the first Xbox was 1.4. No.
The CPU is like 30% faster.
CPU is 30% faster. The GPU on Xbox One was, I think,
1.2
ish, around there, teraflops, and this one is 6.
That's
we're
a big
talking
improvement.
about four times improvement.
And
So,
the S came in at how
The
many
S was
Same.
just a little bit better.
Oh.
A little bit better.
Marginally.
And then you're also getting the 1 terabyte hard drive, but you're getting 12 gigabytes of GDDR5 system RAM, which they already have confirmed 9 gigabytes of that will be reserved 100% for graphics.
So that's an increase of 4 gigs just for games.
Just for games.
That's really good.
And so they're touting this as the 4K 60 frames per second, no compromises console. And honestly, I think since it's a console and they're able to developers are able to optimize better on consoles than they are on PC. Sorry PC lovers. I mean, I'm with you. I love my PC more than anything. Consoles get optimized better. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, and I
think they're gonna hit their mark on a lot of games. I think they're gonna hit 4K 60 on quite a few games.
I think though with the price, this is just for enthusiasts. There's no way the mass market's going to accept this.
As far as consoles go, it is definitely enthusiast level, but it's not unheard of. The first Xbox One was $500.
Xbox 360 came in at that
and
high, right? Or the first
PS4 Pro came in at $400 and ate its lunch.
I know. So, well, outside of the U.S., in the U.S., they're basically tied as far as sales go. But that's the thing. If you had to decide, and I'm being totally honest, totally frank here. If you had to decide between, if you already liked consoles and you're like, I want to build a gaming PC, or I want to get an Xbox One X, and they got to be comparable power wise, what can I get a better value out of? It's going to be the Xbox One X.
I completely agree, but
especially with the HDR support and the 4K Blu-ray player.
But the One S has both of those, though. They have HDR. It has 4K Blu-ray.
As an upgrade purchase, it's hard to justify.
I think they shouldn't have put the 4K Blu-ray in the One S. They made it too good of a value.
Yeah, I could see that.
But if Sony lowers the price of the PS4 Pro by $50, Sony's going to be the clear winner.
It's true. I mean, they're already $100 cheaper, and to your average consumer,
and it came out last year too.
Yeah, to your average consumer, they're going to look at that and be like, they'll just look at the box and be like, "This does 4K HDR. This does 4K HDR. Why do I want to pay an extra $100?"
Yeah.
If you're not already loyal to the Microsoft base.
But performance-wise, it's close.
Performance-wise, the Xbox
6
One
teraflops versus
4.2.
So it is 50% more powerful than.
Yeah, I think there's clear value.
Oh, there's definitely, but only to people who understand, like people who actually care about
the mass markets aren't going to.
That's what I'm saying, and that's exactly what I tweeted out during the presentation. I said, Xbox has given themselves a huge task of
PR marketing,
educating the mass market on why their console that does 4K HDR is worth $100 more.
They're not
going to
do it.
Pro, and they won't.
There's no way. This was their chance to regain market share. If they would have put this at $400, clear winner. Everyone would have bought that. I think it would have been really compelling. But instead, they left it at $500, which I think for me is a good value. I'll buy it.
Well, that's the
But
interesting
the
thing
mass
is-
market won't.
That's the interesting thing is, as actually bang for your buck, it's fantastic for $500. It's absolutely fantastic
If you know what's in it.
if you know what's in it.
Right.
But for the mass market, it's like, ugh,
Yeah.
that's $500.
Because for the mass market, the price point always comes first.
Yep.
Like when a parent is looking to get a system for their kid,
Yes.
they're going to go, well, it plays all the same games.
Yep.
I mean, for the most part, he wants to play this game. It's on that one and that one. That one's $100 less.
I was
Yep.
I was talking to a coworker about it today, and he's like, "I don't care about graphics. I just wanted to play the games."
And there you go.
Yeah. Well, I forgot what I was
Now
going to say.
that all that being said, we talked trash on it on the pricing for quite a bit. I'm getting one.
Yeah, totally.
I as well.
I
I'm getting
can't-
one. I skipped over the 1S
Yeah.
so that I could get this one.
I
And
can't wait
That's
for
why
it.
I was really hoping for a Halo announcement because that's
Yeah.
how I've always justified my purchases of the new system
Mm-hmm.
was when I went from Xbox to the Xbox 360,
Mm-hmm.
and all the way up through those. It was because Halo came out. I have to play Halo.
Yep.
So before, with the PS4 and the Xbox One, I'd always get the third-party games on PS4 because it was more powerful, they looked better, higher resolution.
Sure.
Now I'm going to get all the third-party games on the Xbox One X.
Yep.
Because, like I said earlier, Xbox doesn't really have many exclusives, so it's going to
When
be my
When
third
do you
party.
have time to play games, though.
I
You
get
are
it.
a busy body.
I get
You
like
and Owen,
20 minutes a day.
Yeah, about
But you
that.
want to get those quality
I
20
want
minutes
that-
in.
those 20
I
minutes
want
to be the best
60 frames
possible.
per second, 4K HDR.
Yeah, that's right.
Why would you waste your precious 20 minutes on low quality?
Yeah, right? Welcome to my life.
So yeah, I'm super stoked to get one. I'm going to start socking money away right now for it.
It's a sweet looking system, too.
Oh, that was the other thing that's crazy.
Aesthetically?
It's smaller than any of the other Xboxes they've put out.
I think the 1S looks cooler. I like the
Eh,
design, but
the
I like the
white?
design of the 1S better.
You like the white?
Yeah, I do. I think the white's awesome.
Eh.
It looks like a PS4 mated with an Xbox to me.
But
I as well.
That's
I
okay.
like it,
That-
Jared. I'm with you
that's-
because I like the white, and I think that it should come in like.
See,
the
I
options.
don't
Yeah,
like
and,
white.
and I'm, whatever. That's all personal preference.
I
so.
don't think it's ugly. I wish it came in white, and I
Sure.
like the design of the 1S better.
Is it an Apple thing?
No.
apples are red, you dummy.
Oh right.
The other thing that
Owen.
the other thing that they announced that was pretty cool was right at the very end. How they announced they are bringing backwards compatibility to the Xbox One family.
This is cool.
To the original Xbox games.
And it's a good thing too. That's what I said. I put that on Facebook because
thing you guys are doing that. Good thing too.
because I hated that. I hated that. I had to go buy a whole bunch of my games over again when I switched from the Xbox 360 to the Xbox One.
I think this is a huge PR fan service thing that Microsoft is doing to try and create basically a Microsoft game library
I think it's freaking awesome.
that transfers from generation to generation. I think it's phenomenal.
It's going to go a
And-
long way in that PR campaign they
Oh,
have
yeah.
because parents are going to be like, okay, it's a new system, but they'll still be able to play
Exactly.
all their old games.
And I'll
You
tell
know?
I'll tell you something. Every parent I've ever talked to that when a new console launches, that's their first complaint.
Can you play your old ones?
Can you play your old games? What about all the money I just spent on my kids' old games?
Right.
If only
And
Nintendo could
so-
get behind this. I'm so tired
no
of
kidding.
buying Super Mario Brothers 3.
I agree with that.
Holy moly.
But-
I've
Hey,
bought
but it'll
it
be
like
free if
4
you
times.
subscribe to their Super Nintendo.
Oh, yeah, there's no way I'm not
Network
going to
stuff.
subscribe
That's
to
only
that.
$20 a year too.
Yeah,
that was
it's
crazy.
super cheap.
I loved how they listened to the fans and
Yeah.
made it so you don't have to.
There's got to be caveats in there somewhere.
Yeah, there probably
Maybe.
is.
So anyway, yeah, that's. I think that's huge for Microsoft. I think they made a really good decision. It almost obfuscated the $500 price tag on the Xbox One X.
Will I
Almost.
ever use it? No.
I know, but
It's awesome.
I like knowing that it's there.
A lot
you know?
a lot of people will use it though. Like a lot of
They
a
showed
lot of-
off. Speaking of which, a lot of people would use it for is Crimson Skies. Did you play that back on the original Xbox?
No.
I don't even like plane games, but that plane game was cool. It's a dogfighting game that you play against each other. So that's the first one they
I
announced.
still
is gonna
have my original Halo disc from my Xbox One. I wonder if that'll be
It'll play.
compatible.
It's awesome how you can just put the game in and it'll still play. Well,
That's-
technically, it's not playing from the disc.
It's an
but-
emulator
Yeah.
Right.
downloaded, but still, the fact if that Now they didn't really show off how it works, but if that's how it works, you put the original disc in.
No, I read that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you put the original disc in. It'll
Download the,
authenticate that the disc is there, and it'll download it, and you can play it.
That's so cool.
Did you play the anniversary edition where if you press the select button, it goes back to the
Old graphics,
and then the new graphics? Like, it's crazy that you just accepted that back then because it's all you knew.
Yeah. I played Halo 2 in the original.
It's like, is this what my family would have been like if I would have had a dad? Versus this is what it was?
No, it would have been much better.
Versus what it could have been.
It really puts
I could have been like a lawyer.
It really puts that in contrast for you, doesn't it?
I could have been successful.
Yeah, well, here you
Anyway.
But you wouldn't be here with us if you were successful.
You'll be plenty successful once your mining rig starts making you money.
Can I tell you, it would be working tonight. The only thing that I'm waiting for is the case.
I'm actually kind of glad that your case didn't come.
Harsh.
I didn't want to put it together tonight. I'm feeling really lazy. But when it does come, let me know. We'll put it together that
It's
day.
probably going to come tomorrow.
Okay.
No, I'm not going to bring it. I'll do it by myself tonight.
No. I want to do it with you. Today's been a long day. That's all.
Yeah, well, I asked
Today's
you
been a
earlier
long
if
day.
you don't want to do it. I didn't want to force you into it.
Yeah, well, I have trouble saying no.
Well, how do I know that you're just not saying no about tomorrow?
I'll be better. I'll tell you exactly how I feel.
Can I bring you something? Oh, I'll tell you what. Why don't I buy your dinner tonight? Are we having dinner together after this?
No, because I
Well,
won't be
not
there.
you, but like
Oh, come on.
dinner.
FOMO!
I hate FOMO.
This is the only time we get to eat without Jaron. Do you guys want to?
Oh, and then you could trash
I'm
talk
out.
about how short I am.
Yeah.
I have to go.
We'll
I
do
have to go
something
see.
later.
I have to go see if I can get that other card.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I gotta go
We'll do-
untangle
we'll
my
do
whole
something later. We'll get
my
it-
whole rig.
I got
We'll get
one
it figured out.
I got one downstairs.
I got one.
1070.
Right there. I got one right there, and I got another one at the freaking Best Buy. They just need to give it to me.
Jerks.
Are you going to sell the other code that you're going to get?
Yes, I am.
What for Mass Effect Andromeda?
Yeah.
Dude, I wouldn't even play it. I'd just sell both of them.
I'm giving. Yeah, I am. I am selling them.
You're going to give one to Tony.
I'm selling one to Tony. Tony's already spoken for one of them.
I have committed to purchase.
And
I
then-
have zero.
They're selling them. Everybody's
whatever.
selling them for like $25 on Amazon.
That's
I'm like,
not bad.
Yeah, cut down the price of the card. A
Oh,
little bit
speaking of
more.
which, I know that you're not on board with this, but the you can go online and buy the Amiibo NFC tags on eBay
Oh,
for
yeah.
$1 a piece.
Really, just the chip,
Yeah, so I just I picked up
Put it on,
5
like,
or 6 of them,
just
and
glued
they
on,
work just fine.
glued onto like a
Breaking-
stick.
We got some breaking news from the Sony press event.
Oh yeah.
Beep, 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 beep.
The audio was broken, but they have fixed it. Also, you remember Days Gone? Did you guys see the videos for Days Gone last year when they were showing it off?
Is it a calendar
It's
game?
it's a zombie game.
Oh no!
It looks actually
I
it
did- was
looks,
that last year they showed that, right?
yeah,
yeah.
it
I
looks
watched that.
pretty freaking cool. Ty says it does contain a zombie bear. Yes.
Beep, 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 beep.
And they announced the release date for Uncharted Lost Legacy,
Oh, did they? What is it?
August 22nd.
Ah, there you go.
Does that come
So, in
after
2
Uncharted
months.
4?
Now
It's DLC, but it's kind of like a full
it's DLC,
mini
but
game.
it's standalone.
Yeah, it's standalone.
It's a standalone installation.
It sounds
With
like it's going to
Nathan-
be
with
pretty
Nathan Drake, or is
meaty
it a
too.
spin-off game?
No, it's a spin-off.
Has
Somebody else?
characters from Uncharted, but not Nathan Drake.
Yeah.
It looks pretty awesome.
Okay.
Does it ever frustrate you how good-looking Nathan Drake is?
Yeah, yes. They're
Did
also
you say frustrate or excite? I think you said excite.
Frustrating. That
oh,
somebody,
he said frustrating.
Yeah,
I thought you said
somebody
excite. I told
has that exciting of a life that is that lucky, that is that good-looking.
That's
That's
just
why
how-
it's fictional.
That's how it works, man. To those who have, they will be given more, and to those who don't, it will be taken from them.
Holy! Did you just make that up? That is insane.
I feel like you read that from my journal. I almost said diary there, but I didn't.
My journal.
My journal, because
I
I'm
read
a
it.
man. Because I'm a man.
Owen, I see this article that I also read this article. I don't want to talk about it. The new type of processor that the military is backing.
So there's not a lot of information about it other than that it's different, but
Yeah.
it's supposed to work on very, very large data sets. So one thing the U.S. military is really, 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 really good at is gathering a lot of data. Intel. I mean,
Reconnaissance.
Massive amounts of video and just contextual data all over the place. They, spying. Anyway, so they have a GPU that's going to be more focused on...
CPU.
Yeah, CPU. Did I say GPU?
You did.
Oh, CPU. That's going to be more focused on graph-based. I don't really understand the ins and outs of that, but it's supposed to be a lot more focused on comparing tables in large data
Yeah.
sets.
So-
So cross-referencing, basically.
What I read was the thing is the way CPUs work right now is they work through piles of data in order.
Right.
And this GPU or CPU, you almost made me do it.
Hey there.
This CPU will kind of turn that on its ear and access data as it needs it instead of in order. Like it'll look, I guess, I don't understand exactly how it works, but it sounds like to me that it'll be able to access data randomly and that will make it quicker.
So it's
Right.
like a person who's very analytically minded versus a creative person who's just scattershot.
Kind
Yeah.
of, yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of the
It,
impression I
it
got.
allows the context of the compute to be taken into effect. So if there's something that's more efficient to go grab and compare first,
Right, it'll
it
do
will
that.
It will reprioritize that comparison, that compute first, or adapt. I guess I don't really know.
So that's pretty cool. And if it's one of those things that actually takes off, it's possible that
We'll see it in 10 years when the government
Yeah.
declassifies it.
and we maybe it'll trickle down into our own products.
Actually, they say that these companies can use the technology they build for the mass market.
Oh, there you go.
Cool.
Yep.
So it's cool. I'm always excited to see new kinds of computations.
I like it because it drives innovation,
Yep.
like competition. I guarantee you that Intel and AMD are looking at that, going, "What now? A new way? No. We just made it a 18-core processor. We can't have new stuff."
Wait, no, just take the Xeon and don't call it a Xeon.
Yeah.
We'll just give it a different name.
Put a 9 in front of it.
Put a 9 in front of it. Okay, I think let's see. Oh, looks like we have a BS segment.
Yes, a little bit.
Let's have a BS segment.
So these are instantly rechargeable batteries,
BS.
which could be the future of electric cars. Notice the could be in there.
Indeed.
But this one's kind of interesting. It's not your typical battery that's just charging via electrons.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually putting electrolyte fluid into the battery.
Like Gatorade?
So pre-charged fluid.
So taking out the old fluid, putting in the new fluid.
Interesting.
Yeah,
So
so
gasoline.
similar.
Kind of.
Is this the stuff in Zelda Breath of the Wild that drips down into your Sheikah slate
Yes, exactly.
and it powers it up?
Yeah,
Glows blue.
that's a cool concept, though.
I was thinking about that. Yeah, information through like liquid. Like how cool that would be. That would be cool.
We're talking about batteries, energy.
I know, but
Oh.
like information.
Yeah,
Yep.
that would be cool.
Fine, keep talking about your BS.
No, that was it.
That's about it.
Yeah, so it'll probably never come to pass.
No.
But it's an interesting idea, nonetheless.
Similarly, I did see also just today, I think, Logitech announced a couple of new mice, and these mice have super low latency. They're saying 1 millisecond response,
Dang.
but the mouse pad, and this is the part that's kind of stupid. The mice themselves come out really soon. This mouse pad I'm about to talk about doesn't come out for a few months, but it is a induction charging mouse pad that will charge your mouse while you use it. So you never have to plug the mouse in to charge it or anything.
So you just plug the
the
pad in.
Plug the pad in, and you
Right.
leave the mouse on the pad and use it like a normal mouse. So it's wireless and will never run out of battery.
Shifted the wire.
Feels like
to
this
the
should have
pad.
been invented already.
Doesn't it?
Right?
Yeah.
It's a really cool idea, but yeah, it's kind of scratch your head like why wasn't this done?
Yeah,
already?
they could have done the Qi. They could have done the Qi charger years ago.
It's QI.
QI. It's called Qi.
It's Chi. I completely agree with Owen. Tony just likes to screw with you.
I only know that because I looked it up.
You're making Owen feel uncomfortable with his own knowledge.
Yeah, I'm barely holding on here as it is knowledge-wise, and you guys, you gotta throw that in there. And I'm like, oh crap! I just said it's Qi, and what if it's not Qi? I looked over at Jaren, and Jaren, thankfully this time,
Yeah.
didn't
You fool.
I hate that it is pronounced chi, but it's spelled QI.
Yeah,
I hate
I feel like that's an
Isn't
attack
that
on the
K?
I feel like that's an attack on the Chinese and Asian language nations.
you can feel that way.
Maybe
Okay.
K is QUE.
Breaking news from the
Beep, beep, beep,
PS4
beep, beep, beep.
or the PlayStation Keynote. Monster Hunter World. It's a new Monster Hunter game.
I like the note there. It looks kind of dumb.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ty.
If you like Monster Hunter, I'm sure you'll love it. But if you're not into that kind of action, then yeah.
Shadow of the Colossus remastered coming next
Interesting.
year.
I never played the first
So-
one. How was it?
I've heard it was good.
Yeah, I haven't played it either. I played a little bit of it.
The company that makes that though, crap.
Hold on, I got it.
The company that makes Eco, Shadow of the Colossus, and the Last Guardian.
Yep.
If they say this game's coming out next year, it'll come out in 3 years.
Team Ico.
Team Eco.
Yeah, that's it.
They have the worst at hitting release dates. They are the worst.
It's like George R. R. Martin. It's going to be done when it's done.
Yeah.
Maybe
Hey,
never.
they make good stuff though.
They do. There was a video in the ID at Xbox section of the Microsoft Keynote yesterday where they showed off like 15 different indie games, and there was one of them. I can't remember the name of it, but on the bottom at the end it always shows release date. Coming early 2018.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
This one said coming when it's damn well ready. I was like, yeah.
I'm glad that they're doing that versus releasing a game that's not finished.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So something else from the Sony Keynote, Superhot VR is coming to PlayStation VR.
Oh, that's cool. I've heard
Yeah.
that's really neat on VR.
And Ty says you should get that, James.
Oh, super hot. I've actually been seeing a lot of Reddit posts over this. It time only moves apparently like when you move your
Yeah.
hands or something like that.
When you move,
Yeah,
time moves.
I played the beta or whatever it was back in the day. It's pretty interesting.
I have to meet this Ty. I don't think he's a real person.
He's not.
Oh.
Ouch.
He's a bot.
Sorry, Ty.
Like Slackbot, you just program him as trigger words.
Yep.
Owen, did you want to talk about MegaBots?
Oh yeah, so I follow that. We've talked about it quite a few times actually, but they have some in the show notes. You can see some videos. They took it to Makers Faire, their completed prototype. Still a lot of tweaks. The video there. So if you watch the seasons, it was actually I'm a couple episodes behind. So I watched the
What's
seasons.
that? Who's Jaron? Oh, turn your volume down.
I watched a few of the episodes, but not all of them. And then I kind of lost interest and lost track of
Kind
them.
of petered off.
Yeah, and then but this one is really cool. They show it. So they took it to Makers Faire, and the people they had 8,000 people. I guess they had 8,000 people that backed them at the original start of this war. Because everybody was like, nobody's going to want to. So those people, anybody that showed up to Makers Faire, got to climb inside of the cockpit.
Jared, what are we watching right now on your computer?
It was just cool.
This video. So
Oh, this is a MakerBots.
So the one
MegaBots.
at the Makers Faire, they show it punching. They program it to punch a Prius they've got hanging,
Oh, okay.
and they've got it reduced. They've got the actuators reduced down to a quarter of their speed.
Okay, 1/4.
So this is
How fast that is.
that's going to be. So the video we're watching right now with Jared is the actual full speed torso spin of a punch.
It's
And
not.
so-
I'm not losing faith in the robot. I'm losing faith in the team.
Just because you saw what they look like?
Yeah, they all look like stoners.
Yeah, I mean
Are you kidding
they've
me?
decided to make gigantic battle robots. They're children.
I was going to say, they
So-
look like a group of people who would build a giant
They were
robot.
sitting on the beach one day going,
Dude.
I'm imagining a bunch of people in like suits that are making like executive decisions
No,
on their
man.
Blackberries.
No, man.
These are a bunch of people that had way too much time on their hands, and I'm
And
really
somehow-
grateful.
Somehow got crowdfunded.
And got crowdfunded to do this, and so the battle itself between Japan and America, which is happening now, is going to be in August, this coming August.
Mark my words. I've said this before. Here's how it's going to go down. Both of the robots. There's two ways. Both of the robots are going to come out, and then one just stops working, and then it's like, all right, hold on. We need to
be
reboot.
fair, we won, but to be fair, we're going to let them go fix their machine so
And
we
then-
can actually
and
have
then
a
we'll
fight.
actually fight.
Right.
What's Control Alt Delete in Japanese? I don't understand. Or
It's the same. Here's
Tweet that?
Here's
Yeah,
my
I didn't mean to
prediction.
tweet that out.
Here's my prediction. I
Or
think
it's going to be one punch, and then it's going to be over.
Well, I think that Japan's going to show theirs, America's going to show ours, and I think Japan's is going to look really cool.
I think it's going to look cool, and I think it's going to
have
be
three
better.
arms.
No. I think it's going to look freaking cool, and then America's just going to come out and one punch it.
With a,
Because-
it's got a hammy.
yeah, I think exactly. I think that.
I mean, there's
I
a
think
giant
America's-
eagle
yeah.
welded on one shoulder.
America's is going to look like you. What did you guys? That's ridiculous looking, and it'll just come in, wham,
Right.
and all the prettiness of the Japanese
Right.
one will just be like worthless at that point. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm predicting. Because I speak from experience a little bit. I made a Lego battle bot in one of my technology classes in middle school, and I basically just built a battering ram. I put 2 powerful motors on the back wheels and gave it ability to
Function,
steer.
not form.
Yeah, and I loaded the front end with a bunch of Legos like stacked together to make it super tough. The other guy took the time to build an actuating arm
to like chop at
mine with scissors.
It doesn't matter. Yours is more practical.
And it was literally, we started the fight, and it's like, go! And I just rammed into his once, and it broke it at that point. That was it.
My actuator arm's not broken.
Exactly. All right, well,
that's how it's going to go down.
I win.
I'm excited for it just because there's been one thing they've been really good at. They've done a really good YouTube campaign for this. So like leading up to this, the episodes they've done, if you're into robotic engineering, this is a great.
Where can you find it?
It's on their YouTube channel. I think it's MegaBots.
MegaBots
is their channel name. So the guys there, they're cool. They're not bureaucratic or whatever, from a big corporation. So they're really cool to like listen to them talk, and like
a lot of dudes
when they get frustrated. Man. When they get frustrated, they're like the regular dude that's like,
fuck.
Yeah, they're like, why? I haven't slept in 40 hours or whatever.
I love how that's their problems. My problems are like, how am I going to pay my mortgage?
Yeah.
But they're like, I need to make this giant robot.
Do you need help, James?
No, I'm fine.
But they got funded by a whole bunch of people, including Intel and stuff, like to get them out to Makers Faire.
But I really need this. I really need this Ethereum to work out.
Yeah, let's just say that I don't have anything left.
I put it all in the market.
I sprinted.
I got to sell all these Coleco colors. Yeah. The wolves are at old Gil's door.
I love it.
Oh, I don't get the reference.
Simpsons.
Gil from The Simpsons.
Oh my gosh, that's one of the best.
Gil
episodes.
needs a new pair of shoes.
The one episode when he's sleeping in the hot air balloon, and then Bart throws the hot pan out, and it crashes to the ground and breaks. Oh, old Gil only had 2 more payments on that hot pan.
Sorry, I'll be right back.
Some more stuff from the Sony Keynote. Skyrim VR for PlayStation VR has been announced.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, Marvel vs. Capcom,
Oh, yeah.
September 19th. And the notes here, looks nowhere near as good as Injustice 2, and that's probably true.
Well, there you go. One other thing I did want to talk about as well is I watched Bethesda's keynote last night, and theirs was kind of weird because they had this the theme wasn't weird. The theme was Bethesda Land. And so just like in a big Disney park, you have different parts of the park that cater to different styles and different aspects of their intellectual properties, right? So the thing that was weird, though, was their PR guy came out, gave a little speech at the beginning, and then said, let's show a video. And that was the last you saw of him until the very end. The rest of it was pure, straight game announcement followed by trailer in the form of the video. It was kind of weird. It was just like 40 minutes of straight game trailers, and this is the game we're showing now. And they tied it all into the Bethesda land, so it was like, let's head over to the volcano part of Bethesda land, and it was
some marketing guy.
It was Doom.
Had a lot of fun.
It's like Monkey Island.
Yeah, basically.
I love Monkey Island. That's my favorite set of games ever.
And so they Monkey Island is very good. They talked about Doom VR, which looks pretty cool. They talked about
is it full-on Doom graphics in VR?
Yeah,
cool.
They talked about Fallout 4 VR, which is the full straight Fallout 4 game in VR.
So how do you maneuver like a game like Doom in VR when you have a gun or different guns? Like
I would assume that it's a lot like
there's a lot of throwing up involved,
right?
There's what's it called? It's called the Lab. If you get the Vive, it comes free. It's a bunch of just mini games, which are really really fun. The way that you move around is it gives you like a waypoint, and you press on one of the buttons, and it moves you to that waypoint. So I wonder if that's how it's going to be. And then you look around and you shoot, and it's like you clear the room.
Well, like VR, kind of like suspending the disbelief. Like, do you hold a gun, or are you still using the controllers?
Oh yeah, I'm sure you're holding the gun.
You hold the controllers, but it looks like a gun.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so you're still like, wait, this is like VR's whole purpose is to like fully immerse you in the game. So that's one of the things I really liked about the Void's VR is that their handheld device that you played with,
it felt like
was a gun.
Yeah.
Like it was an actual attached.
There was a part in the Rick and Morty game where both your hands become guns and you have to fight off the Galactic Federation.
Yeah, which would be cool too.
And I'm kind of bummed that you guys didn't get to play that part. That when I brought it over, it didn't have my save states. But it's the haptic feedback on the Vive is so well done that I'm sure it would be like you're holding the gun in your hand.
Okay.
I predict some kind of market for that in the future like it'll be handheld devices to fully compensate for the disbelief to keep you immersed.
I think you're right. Bethesda showed off quite a few good games, though. They got The Evil Within 2 is coming out. If you like scary games, that looked pretty freaky.
I can't do scary games, man.
Nope, not happening.
If anybody watched my live stream when I tried playing, what's that last Bethesda? Prey?
Oh, why didn't you
my
record
gosh.
that? That could have been a good thing.
Yeah, I should have recorded it
Yeah.
because I noped out of that game so fast.
Oh, we could record both of us doing
Yeah.
that.
I never
Is it
thought
a
I'd
scary
be
game?
Oh yeah.
I'm out.
Well,
Praise doesn't
it's
look
not
that scary. It's kind of jump scare.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
jump
that's
scare.
the worst kind of scare. Okay, so
Yeah, only the
They
worst.
showed
kind.
off. They showed off a new sequel to the Dishonored series, where apparently you're going to try and kill the Outsider, which is the god character from the Dishonored series. So that looked cool. But what I was really excited for that they showed off was a new Wolfenstein game. Yeah.
I remember the original of that game.
Wolfenstein is just.
Did you play the last one they made?
No.
You need to play the last one they
But
made.
I played one of the first ones, and I just got the same feeling that it was just a reskinned Doom
It was before
with
Doom.
Nazis.
Doom.
Was it really?
Doom was after Wolfenstein.
You don't know your history.
This is the same
I only
company.
remember
Same
the
company
first-
though. They're both id.
Oh, yeah.
So
I watched the trailer for it. It looks really cool.
yeah, the new Wolfenstein game called New Colossus or something like that looks freaking awesome. It's using the id Tech 6 engine that Doom was built on. That was the one complaint I had about the previous
Doom?
Wolfenstein game was they were on the very last pieces of the old game engine, and you could tell at times like, oh, they really had to patch this thing up to make it look good, and it fell apart upon close inspection sometimes. But this one, man, it looks so crisp.
Is this
because
the kind of
id
game
id Tech 6 engine?
that you just turn your brain off and then you just make stuff bleed?
Yeah. And
Cool.
supposedly they're putting a story in it too and everything. And there was a pretty cool story in the last Wolfenstein game.
Yeah, this
But it
one
doesn't-
it's like you're inspiring Americans to fight back.
You're trying to help America kind of regain its will to rebel.
Yeah, because
And,
isn't the storyline like Nazis won the
Nazis
war or
won,
something
yeah.
like that?
And now it's like the 60s or 70s. But as a result of their winning, they also have much more advanced technology than
It's like
there was in the 60s and
Yeah.
70s. And that's why they won, because they got a hold of this advanced technology. But anyway, the old Wolfenstein game, the one from a couple of years ago, fantastic game. If you haven't played that, you need to play that. And this one looks awesome too.
Can we move into what the Switch is going to have now? Talking about Skyrim, FIFA 18.
Oh,
Which
the
is-
Rabbids Super Mario Land Rabbids RPG. Whatever
I'm just
it's
saying
called.
they could have paired with so many other freaking franchises, not those rabbits.
Dude, the Rabbids had a huge presence on the Wii.
Yeah, but why
It
didn't
looks
they
kinda
go
cool
with
to me.
Sonic? Why didn't they go with Rayman?
Mario
like,
plus
there's
Rabbids
so many
Kingdom
other-
Battle.
Ugh.
It looks kind of cool. It has Mario characters like Mario, Luigi,
Is that going to be like the
Yoshi.
new Mario Party? What kind of a game is it?
It's an RPG kind of like old style where you
Like
turn-based
Paper
battle.
Mario? Wait, no, I guess that was an RPG.
Paper
There-
Mario was RPG.
Kotaku says it looks a lot like XCOM.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That means like up high, strategy based, team movement strategy based.
Like you move 3 blocks and you get like a 2 attack radius.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. That's interesting.
That's interesting. Because isn't like Peach or Yoshi holding a bazooka on the cover or something like that?
Yeah. Yeah, so it does look kind of top down, but the art direction looks very Mario-like. It looks pretty cool to
gotta be.
me.
How do you guys feel about the new Pokemon game that's coming out?
Don't care.
It's like, what is it?
Yeah.
Pokemon Battle? What
It's the same game that came out for Wii U already.
was it good?
Pokken Tournament. It's
Oh,
it's just fighting game with Pokemon.
Yeah. Did you see that
So-
Nintendo or Pokemon messed up and posted on their website that Sun and Moon were going to come to the Switch, and then they had to print a retraction on that?
No.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It was like Sun and Moon or like some game like that, but like a full-on
Pokemon
Pokemon
RPG.
game, yeah.
The one thing I did like in the Bethesda as well was they mentioned Skyrim on the
Yeah.
Switch.
Is it going to be a complete port,
Complete port.
1-to-1?
Yep. With some of the Zelda stuff. In
Yeah, I
Skyrim.
saw that. He has
You
the
saw it.
hat and the shield
Yep.
and everything.
The Master Sword.
Well, you got to scan Zelda, which, by the way, go on eBay, buy the NFC tag for $2, and then
all
you
I
got the
need.
whole skin.
That's
There
all
you
you
go. Yeah, I had no interest really in playing Skyrim again on the Switch.
Did you beat it the first time?
Yeah, I've already beaten it and played it quite a bit. But
now it's portable,
but
though.
when I saw it was portable, I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. And then I saw the Zelda stuff and the Zelda sound effects and the Master Sword, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll buy it.
Skyrim's also coming to VR for PlayStation.
See, and that's yeah, you mentioned that a minute ago. And at
Oh,
first,
I did?
Yeah, at
Dang
first
it.
it didn't click in my head, but that's unique because it's not VR on the PC. So basically, Bethesda's going through their latest RPGs, Skyrim Special Edition and Fallout 4.
But what's
and
weird?
just made them VR for two different platforms.
They showed on the Switch with Skyrim. They took off the Joy-Cons,
yeah,
and
motion,
they were.
motion control.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I'm not going to use it. I'll turn it off.
Well, because I turned off the motion controls on Breath of the Wild because
Yeah.
it was always messing me up when I was trying to shoot stuff.
Yep.
I got to go. One question before I go, though. What's everyone's favorite thing from E3?
As much as I trashed on the price for the Xbox One X, that's my favorite thing.
Favorite game?
Favorite game?
I got to say the Metro. I'm not a bit. I haven't
Yeah,
played any
I
of the
think
Metro,
so.
but
I think so.
They made it look really cool.
That one got me the most excited. I wish I could say Anthem, because Anthem looks really cool, but the Metro, man, that looks so awesome.
Yeah.
Metro
Battlefront 2,
Exodus.
100 times over for me.
Well, yeah.
I'm so excited for that.
Yeah.
No surprise.
Mine's a Scorpio, and I'm really sad there was no Halo news. So I don't,
Yeah,
I don't have a
that-
favorite
that is
game.
sad.
Bittersweet.
Owen
Yeah.
at the end of the day is just sad about it.
I think we're done anyway.
You know,
So-
Owen, you could grow the best beard here.
I don't know about that.
I'm just kidding. It's Tony.
It's
Look at
Tony
this.
for
I
sure.
don't know. I bet you could grow a pretty good beard.
I have before, and it's strange.
I want to
Oh.
keep it going through when Jaren leaves so he thinks that he's missing something. We can end it as
Oh,
soon as he
no.
leaves.
One last comment on the Sony keynote. They're showing God of War, a lot of stuff they've already shown.
I'm really excited about the new God of War.
But nothing too new. They're showing a lot of VR stuff, which surprises me. I'm glad they're supporting PSVR
Yeah,
still.
that is good.
Yeah. But nothing too out of left field yet. Maybe after we end, there will be.
Which is what
Thanks, Ty.
Yeah, thanks, Ty. Which is what we're doing right now is ending. Owen, take us out.
We hope you care.
Rise from your grave.